Hey everyone, how's it going? My name's eMBeaR and welcome to another Sunday talk. And I say that very loosely because I've missed the last a lot of Sundays, but who's counting? I am because I just did, but never mind. Anyways, you guys, I was gonna do a reading in the comments yesterday, but I woke up late and actually I'm really excited for that one because I did some very silly stuff in that episode. Ha ha ha, who knew that I was such a silly guy? But, welcome to all the new people. There's been a lot of growth this past month and I'm very grateful for. So hello everybody. Sometimes I do these, sometimes I don't, but I tend to try to do them as opposed to not doing them. And I try to do them like weekly or whatever. So you can expect to not expect to expect it. Do it. But it's been a very good month, and especially so because I have my first animation. I've never had an animation. I've had people draw, pictures of me for like fan art and all that stuff, which is awesome. But for the first time, I had somebody that actually did an animation video of me. It's by a guy named Kamikos. Hopefully that's the way you say that because that's the way his intro said it. So I'm just gonna go by that. But anyways, I'll leave the link to the video in the description down below. You should check him out, show him some love. Just take a shovel with your love and just dump it all over his face. Just bury him with your love. I feel like I'm forgetting something, guys. Got it. Time for a good old fashioned drinky poo. This time featuring lime flavor in today's episode. I ran out of peach pear, the finest in French drinkery, I think. Wait, no, it's from Minnesota. It's a French Minnesotan drink, like right by the Canadians up there, right? That's how it works. So the main reason that I wanted to make today's little talkie episode was because I just had a lot of stuff on my chest. And also you guys have been asking me a lot of these questions of like, where is Final Fantasy? Where is Abduction? Are you ever gonna finish those? Are you gonna play more of each game or what? So it's like, I have this thing where I get really excited about a game and then I start an episode and I just keep on playing it and I'm like, oh, people want to watch it because, they like the stuff that I like and all that kind of thing. And that's not always the case. I mean, there is a good chunk of people that do enjoy the games that I like as well and I'll just play the crap out of. Which Final Fantasy, I'm already at like, I don't know, like 30 something hours or 40 something hours. I can't remember. But anyways, I realized that those kind of games like, well, Abduction, let's start with Abduction first, because that was the one that was before. That was like a series, it was a puzzle game. You kind of like would just go and try to find certain things to advance to the next stage and like connect the dots really so you can form the whole puzzle together again. And it's an awesome game, it's really cool, but there'd be so many times that I would just be wandering and didn't know where the hell I was and what I was doing. And on top of that, there was like crazy loading screens and like I was trying to keep those as uncut as possible and it was making it really hard to do. And honestly, it just got kind of repetitive in a way. I wasn't really intrigued by the characters anymore and stuff like that. It was less about the story and more so about just like being lost. And it got kind of annoying to me. So it's still a good game, but I was just like, come on, I want to get to the good stuff. Like, get me to somewhere cool. And then it like busted on me and I glitched out the game. And then I was like, I don't know, I thought I lost it and it was kind of a terrible moment, but I ended up fixing the game and I'll probably finish it. I don't know. And then with Final Fantasy, like I still play it and I love it a lot. So I have a lot of nostalgia with Final Fantasy. I grew up on those, like I started with, 7. That's what got a lot of people hooked was number 7. And then, I played 8, 9. And I skipped 10 because I didn't have a PS2 at the time. 10-2, didn't touch that, didn't even hear about it really. 11, I even played the MMO. 12, I loved. And then 13, 14 was cool. Realm Reborn, that version, not the original flop, but now it's 15. And I played number 6, and then I played Chrono Trigger and stuff like that. And I don't know, there's just something about, oh, LaCroix, what are you doing to me? There's something about the Final Fantasy world that's just draws me in and it's very charming to me. But it's again one of those games that are like I get lost a lot or there's a lot of loading screens and I'm trying to keep a playthrough being more uncut so that you guys can experience more of the story. And on top of that, like with Final Fantasy specifically, it's just kind of like Skyrim where there's so much to do other than just the main story quest. And that's all it was showing was the main story quest. And that honestly, a lot of the fun that I got from that game was going just out of in the middle of nowhere and just finding random stuff or doing side quests and stuff like that. Like that's what I find the most fun in Final Fantasy games is just doing the side stuff. Like I'm a kind of a completionist in a way, I guess. Like I try to do as much as I can before even touching the main storyline. That's what I did in Skyrim. All the times that I've played it like 4 or 5 times with the DLC through. So I've done a lot in that game too. And I love the fact that everybody was so like passionate about that series, and I was too. Like honestly, and this will go into my next point as well. I didn't care about the views. Me personally, I didn't care about the views, but at the same time, you do because you have to. And let me explain about that. So obviously with YouTube, you guys have probably already heard millions of times from all your favorite YouTubers, like YouTube is dead, everybody's gonna die, ball of fire is gonna crash on the Google headquarters and it's just, everything's gonna explode, you know, end of the world type of stuff. But there's like definite algorithm changes. It's not as bad as people say, hopefully, and there were glitches and hopefully they're fixing them, and they don't know obviously like what's real and what's just people fueling the fire and following the trend and stuff like that. But there is something with YouTube that like, it's hard to explain because not even I really understand it, and a lot of people don't, because there's no like patch notes for YouTube and their algorithm. But with YouTube, it's like, I just realized that I can't, now that it's my job, if you didn't know, I've quit my, you know, bartending job a little bit ago. Like, I think it's been like a month or two now. I don't know. But now that it's my main income at the moment, and it's like kind of, it's doing better than my bartending job, but it's still like wavering and stuff. And it's scary that it could so quickly like drop or rise or whatever. It's a very volatile career choice or working space or whatever you want to call it. I just wanted to have like fun with something that is supporting my lifestyle. So I'm perfectly happy. But at the same time, there's just so much stress riding on the success of your videos, the success of your channel. Like, you're watching your social blade a lot more often than you would if it was not your income, you know? So, yeah, it's just a very scary spot. Like, I was really scared to even do this full time, and I was holding on to my other job for a very long time. But I eventually was just like, you know what? I can just put more effort into this and it would give me back more. And that was true, and it was spot on. And a lot of people like egged me on to do it. So thank you guys so much for supporting me that way and just giving me that little nudge to just follow my passion and what I enjoy doing right now. So, but with YouTube, it's like right now they're in this weird stage where it's like, the people don't really know what's going on. Okay, so that's a given at the moment with all the videos out there talking about it. But like right now, I think the main gist people are getting is that the more your videos are trending and how good they're doing or how viral it is, the better it will be, I guess, recommended or just advertised everywhere. So like if let's say that, okay, so my channel 100 and now it's like 100, almost 120,000. My tabs videos, they've been getting a lot of views, a lot of attention. So they've been putting pushed onto other recommended pages that aren't normally being recommended to, like other channels that are also doing tabs, or even if they're not doing tabs, but they have similar style contents or subscriber base that I do, it'll be recommended on that page. But my Final Fantasy stuff will not, you know, it's at like, you know, 6,000 in the first day or whatever. We're usually in like my normal video viewing rate is like 10,000 or more, wavering in between there, like of 11 and 9, or maybe hopefully more. So people think that, and this is actually something that I kind of gathered from watching another YouTuber called Harshly Critical. He made a very good video about it and like talking about his own experience and what he's going to be doing with the future of his channel, and he's splitting off like series and stuff onto a second channel. I'm really excited for that, by the way. Check him out. He's an awesome guy. He's actually, him and Mr. Craven were the two people that actually made me want to start playing horror games. So you have them to thank for all my horror scare sweats and stuff like that. So he was saying like, if your video doesn't do as well on your channel as other videos, YouTube kind of is smart and it kind of sees that, and it's like, oh, this person is losing views and losing attention, and we should not recommend him as often. And then on top of that, like your channel might just slowly start declining. And that's really scary. Like, that's not worth to me at the moment, like playing games that aren't doing well on my channel. And honestly, again, I could care less about the views. That's what I told people when they were like, why are you playing Final Fantasy? I was like, because I love it, and because the people that do watch it are so passionate about it, and they say they love the longer episodes, the hour or whatever episodes that I was making. And I was just having a lot of fun, and that's what I like to do with my channel and stuff like that. But at the same time, I have to be responsible with it because I want to do this as long as I can, and I don't want things to decline just because I played a game that I love. And on top of that, like I said before, it's also one of those games where I love to just do everything else, and there's so much to it that it's not just the main story. There's so much to that game, and I wanted to stream it. That's my kind of like next thing that I was gonna say was I was gonna start trying to stream. I was gonna take like some earnings that I have this month and buy myself a new PC so that I can actually stream for you guys. And if you haven't joined one of my streams, they're pretty crappy, but they're really fun. Streaming is like the funnest thing to do for me personally. It's instant gratification. I'm not just sitting there by myself. Like, I imagine you guys are like the camera. I'm imagining that that's you and I'm talking to people. But at the same time, when you don't get a response back for the half an hour or whatever that you're recording, you're just kind of like, wow, I just talked to myself for a very long time, you know? As opposed with streaming, it's just like instantly I say something, I look at the screen and someone has responded back. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Human interaction. This is what it feels like. So yeah, I love streaming a lot. And I'm gonna try to do that more often with games like that because it's a game that I can just chill out and do a whole lot of stuff with. And on top of that, I don't think that the whole like detrending or untrending thing that Harshly Critical was talking about, where YouTube will see your videos that do less and they'll be like, oh, he's not as popular anymore. Let's give him pull the plug, cut the line or whatever. I don't think that streams and archived streams are really affected by that whole thing. So on top of that, that's another plus for streaming the game as opposed to doing episodic series of it. So yeah. Also, just the fact that those hour-long episodes was really me playing for like almost 2 hours or something like that, just because of all the stuff that I'm cutting through. Whereas if I was streaming, like as I was traveling, I could just like sit and talk with you guys. That would pass the time and make it way more enjoyable even for me. And I feel like you guys would appreciate me streaming more often too. Just it seems like whenever I stream, you guys have a lot of fun as well. Like it's a great time. So again, to reiterate about those two games, Abduction and Final Fantasy, the only reason I quit those, not because of the views, because of like the fact that there's so much more to the game, but also because I don't want YouTube to punish me for those kind of things and stuff like that. I don't know. I don't know if that's true. This is all just like, I don't know, hearsay. It's all just you know, theory and hypothesis from other people. Cause again, there's no way of actually knowing unless you're a YouTube employee that writes the algorithm code or whatever, you know, I don't know. So yeah, hopefully you guys understand where I'm coming from, and hopefully I will I'll try to be better about this. I'll try to research the games that I'm actually trying to make into a series and not just like do like, you know, 5 or 6 episodes, hook you guys, and then all of a sudden be like, oh no, I'm done. I'm gonna move on now. Because you see these channels that are like, you know, 3 times, 4 times, even like 10 times larger than I am that are dying now. Like they don't have enough views to support their life. Like they have to go back into the real world. I say real world, like this isn't real, but they have to go back to their previous jobs or find a new job. And it's like that kind of failure, like being in this spot and then like losing it, is not something that I want to risk. But I'm still gonna be true to myself. I'm not gonna be doing Elsa Spider-Man prank gone sexual gone wrong in the hood type of thing, Minecraft edition. Or maybe I am, who knows? To be continued on that one. So yeah, that's the only reason why I stopped making videos on those games, was just because, and I'm so sorry for the people that were watching those and like were so pumped about them. I'm so sorry. Like I feel like crap for not finishing those through and finishing them out. But on the flip side, so not Abduction, I'm sorry, you're screwed. But on the flip side, I will be, you know, trying my hardest to get a streaming setup and then stream Final Fantasy for you guys on a very regular basis. And then like onto other games that are not stuff that my channel would be known for or like people would want to view on my channel, but more so just like a place to hang out while I play a game and we're talking with each other. But then there's a game there. So if you're interested in the game, then cool, you know. But yeah, it's kind of a weird thing, YouTube. It's random. It's very random. So I guess other random things, it's very, very cold outside. That's why I've been wearing hoodies in like almost every video that you guys have watched recently. Because my, you know, windows are huge and the cold just likes to draft in and you know, just fill my apartment with cold air. And still building this studio behind me. I got a new shelf. So that's gonna be like behind my desk and I'm gonna put all my stuff there, and then I'm gonna have the bookcase over there. Drum kit is gone for now. I realize it's just taking up space and I could better utilize it for other things. And I'm trying to get a couch so that I can have Dan over and play some games in series. That's gonna be something that's gonna be more interesting for people to watch, is some series that are gonna be a playthrough. It's gonna be Dan and I playing it. That will have like you know, conversations between the two of us, and that'll be entertaining on top of the game, hopefully. Hopefully, I don't know. Again, I don't know what I'm doing. So hopefully you guys understand everything that I'm, you know, doing and going through and stuff like this, and hopefully you understand that it's not me wanting to do this. If it was like, if it didn't matter at all that I had videos that would get, you know, 100 views as opposed to 100,000 views for the health of my channel, I wouldn't care at all. But because this is something that I want to become a thing, and I want to keep going, and I want to make it to a point where I am large enough that I can do whatever I want, and people have come to me to watch whatever I do, then I'll be in the clear. Okay, I'll be able to do whatever I want. And that's, you know, I guess the end goal for me is just to, you know, be able to do whatever I want on my channel and have it be successful. I just want to be successful with this. So, and you guys have been the ones to get me there. So thank you guys again so much for everything you've done. 120,000 subscribers or whatever, I don't know. It's pretty crazy. It's pretty great. It's been growing pretty fast. And again, 100,000, that was my YouTube goal. That was it. That was done for. And by the way, I haven't received a notification for my silver play button yet. What's up with that, YouTube? So yeah, hopefully I'll see you guys in the next one. Hopefully you all enjoy the series that are going on right now. I'm trying to get more games with Dan and I. He just built his PC and I'm trying to get him all set up with all this stuff. So hopefully we can get that up and running very soon. Until then, we might be playing some more Xbox games, but I'm trying to figure out what games to play because there's not a whole lot going on right now, and as opposed to like, you know, the Dying Light and stuff we already did before. I got 2 copies of Origami. Do you guys want to see Origami? We could play that with him or whatever, you know, stab people in stealthy shadows and stuff. But again, thanks guys so much for everything you guys have done. I really appreciate you guys. Like it's corny to say, it's really corny to say, but you guys have changed my life for the better, like by 100-folds. It's insane. So thanks so much for everything you have done for me. But until then, remember to keep having fun. Bye-bye.